Welcome back. Topping our news, at least one child remains in the hospital tonight following a school bus crash this morning in Sarasota. It happened at the intersection of Proctor and Gant Roads around 9:15 this morning. State troopers say the bus was taking special needs students to Oak Park School when a car driven by Michael Rand turned in front of the bus, causing the vehicles to collide and sending the bus into a power pole. 11 people had to be transported to area hospitals, 7 children and 4 adults. One of those students was taken then to All Children's Hospital. Rand was cited for making a left turn in front of oncoming traffic. The Sarasota County School District says it will have counselors on hand at Oak Park School tomorrow for those students who need help or counseling. Wild coyotes are running amok on the island of Venice. That's according to some people who live in that area and the Venice Police Department. So what should you do to avoid getting attacked or maybe having your pet experience an attack? ABC7's Christopher Brantley is joining us live from Venice with some useful advice. Christopher.
Good evening, Haley. And this neighborhood seems to have a lot of coyote sightings. It's here on the island of Venice. Neighbors report seeing coyotes walking up and down the streets looking for food. And many worry that their dog or cat may become dinner. When you think of Venice, you probably think of the beach, maybe downtown or even Sharky's. But you probably don't think about coyotes.
What worries me is you never know when they're going to get rabies or get much bolder and attack my dog.
Danny Piper is a longtime Venice resident who enjoys walking his dog. But the dog walking has gotten more treacherous. He and his neighbors are going so far as to carry a golf club for protection.
I have neighbors who carry a 7-wood when they walk their dog. Another neighbor just bought some pepper spray.
Coyotes are typical for this part of Florida and have been here for years. This photo was taken in the mayor of Venice's yard by the mayor himself.
We've fenced off our yard to protect our dog, but the coyote will go between our house and the house next door.
The Venice Police Department has been monitoring the coyotes for years. With increased sightings, they called in the Florida Wildlife Commission.
We're going to pass out the coyote pamphlets, make people aware that their neighbors and friends and whoever in the area are sighting them.
What bothers Venice PD Captain Michael Rose the most is where the coyotes are living. There have been reports that some may live in these culverts on Baycrest Drive.
More concerning than the issues we've had before, because I would assume that any animal will want to protect its young, and that could cause for a problem.
In the meantime, Captain Rose hopes to raise awareness for what residents can do to be vigilant.
Keep their pets on a leash, not keep pet food outside. Important thing is on garbage day, don't put your garbage out early.
As Piper is concerned, the sightings of coyotes are becoming more and more frequent.
It's worse this year than it was last year, and it's far worse than when we got here.
Now, this is one of those pamphlets. It's full of all kinds of useful information on how to avoid a negative interaction with a coyote. The Florida Fish and Wildlife, or Florida Wildlife Commission, and the Venice Police Department will be out here next week, or this week, to hand these pamphlets out. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
And Christopher, is there a way that they could just relocate these coyotes?
It's an interesting point, and you'd think it'd be a no-brainer, just remove the problem from the area. But according to the Florida Wildlife Commission and the Venice Police Department, if you remove a litter of coyotes, 2 times the size could take their place. Haley?
Interesting. All right, so better follow that advice in that pamphlet there. Thank you, Christopher. It's only a few months of operation at the Venice airport. Now the city of Venice is putting the kibosh on skydiving there. Last week, we told you about how several skydivers have landed outside of designated landing zones, one as far away as Venice High School, more than a mile from where these skydivers are supposed to land. Today, the city council voted to terminate the contract between the airport and Skydive Venice Beach, the company that had previously been given approval for jumps. Last year, the FAA required the city to allow skydiving or risk losing federal funding. Today, the airport director said the FAA gave its approval to terminate this particular business.
I like to remain positive and think that those who have jumped with us here and share this experience with us in Venice would be supportive in us moving forward and trying to see how we could possibly operate in the future.
The company Skydive Venice Beach says that it has done 200 jumps, and even more than that, since they began operation, and they have not had any safety issues. Luxurious, exclusive views of the 2017 World Rowing Championships are now available. A total of 10 suites are being set up at Nathan Benderson Park in Sarasota for the big event. They are 20 by 32 feet. All of the suites are air conditioned, that's important, with balcony seating so you don't miss a moment of the races. The International Regatta attracts hundreds of athletes from all across the world. This year will be the first time it is held in the U.S. in 23 years, and you can see the action from these VIP suites.
It's definitely an exclusive experience for those that do purchase on this side of what we're calling Championship Row. You get exclusivity to this side of the course. You have access over to the main island where the grandstands and all the entertainment will be, but you'll have your own level of entertainment here on this side as well.
Those who book one of the suites will be able to use it for the full 8 days. They are $20,000 or $15,000 each. The suites also come with a full bar and catering options from Michael's on East. The 2017 World Rowing Championships will run from September 23rd to October 1st. And of course, Bob, we hope that the weather is just perfect. Way too far in advance to predict that now, but we sure hope so.
Yeah, and I think they have to have a meteorologist on staff there during the entire races due to the fact that we may see thunderstorms around and keeping the people safe, as well as the rowers out there and the scullers. Now, we are looking at some strong winds right now. And you mentioned that story about Venice with the skydivers having some problems with landing far away from the airport. Last week, you may recall, we had some strong winds around all week long at 20 to 30 miles an hour at times, and that had something to do with it. Winds are out of the northwest now, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour near the coast, a little bit less inland, all of it, though, coming from the west-northwest, keeping things a bit cooler right near the coast. Currently, we have a few clouds around. It's mild out there, 78 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest at 18, though, and the pressure still high, 30-11, and that continues to hold steady. More in the forecast in just a few. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to the growing tensions between the United States and Russia. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson delivering an ultimatum today, saying Russia can either stand by the Assad regime or join the U.S. in ending the violence in Syria. That as Tillerson arrived in Moscow ahead of the meetings with top Russian officials. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with the latest.
A war of words brewing between the United States and Russia.
Russia has really aligned itself with the Assad regime, the Iranians, and Hezbollah. We want to create a future for Syria that is stable and secure. And so Russia can be a part of that future.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson drawing a line in the sand over Russia's support of Syria, but Russian President Vladimir Putin standing firm. In a news conference, saying the accusations against the Assad regime over a chemical weapons attack resemble claims made against Iraq before the U.S. invasion in 2003. Meanwhile, the White House is accusing Russia of trying to cover up what happened. And Press Secretary Sean Spicer saying Russia should consider which side it's on.
You know, you had someone as despicable as Hitler who didn't even sink to using chemical weapons.
A comment that's drawn swift blowback and also raising eyebrows in apparent White House confirmation that President Trump's daughter Ivanka influenced last week's decision to launch 59 Tomahawk missiles.
That being said, there's no question that Ivanka and others weighed into him as you know.
The White House hasn't come out and said directly whether they believe Russia was aware of the chemical weapons. The press secretary only saying there isn't a consensus within the intelligence community. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Today is the first day the Alabama state legislature is convening under new leadership. Lieutenant Governor Kay Ivey was sworn in as governor late yesterday. She was appointed to the position after the former governor, Robert Bentley, resigned amid a sex scandal that led to impeachment hearings. On the first day of those hearings, Bentley pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges, avoiding potential felony charges. Here's what he had to say at his last speech at the Capitol.
Though I have committed myself to working to improve the lives of the people of our state, there have been times that I have let you and our people down, and I'm sorry for that.
Bentley bailed out of jail yesterday on a $300 bond and will have to pay $47,000 in fines and reimbursements. First-time state representative Joe Gruters is shaking up Tallahassee with a bill targeting dark money in campaigns. The bill would make it illegal for political action committees or PACs to anonymously transfer money between one another. Experts say campaign contributions are currently laundered between PACs until it's impossible to tell who made those contributions in the first place. During the fall primaries, Gruters was slammed with thousands of dollars worth of attached mailers.
Everybody builds off personal experiences, and nobody likes to get ripped from people that you don't even know about.
What it does is it really puts the clamps on the laundering of money.
So can the bill find support in a room full of people dependent on dark money campaign financing? We'll discuss it tonight on ABC7 News at 7. Still to come on your Suncoast News, more bad news for popular big salads. Another animal is found inside a bag. Details on this disturbing discovery. Plus, 4 fitness trackers are put to the test. Which device is the most accurate? That's straight ahead.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, April 15th. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner. After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
Tickets are going fast for My Hometown Fest, being held from noon till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 15th at Nathan Benderson Park. Enjoy foods from 40 area restaurants, 60-plus craft beers, live music, and lots of fun. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Thousands of calls are made to the National Poison Control Center every year because young children found medication and ingested it. But there are some things you can do now to keep your kids safe. Kim Hutcherson has the tips from experts.
So most medications, whether it be over-the-counter medications, prescription, herbal medications, it's always best to keep them out of sight and out of reach of children.
Advice for caregivers from medical experts on how to keep kids away from potentially dangerous medicines. And it's not just prescriptions or over-the-counter medications you have to worry about.
You have herbal medications. You have even creams. There are children that ingest creams because it's something they don't think about as medication. Eye drops, hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer has alcohol in it, and something as simple as just rubbing alcohol, peroxide. These are things that, if ingested by a child, can be very harmful.
Keep kids' medicine in its original packaging, not a pill planner.
But you run into the risk of not knowing what the medication's for. You have so many medications that look alike. If it's not in the exact bottle that it comes in, then you could be overdosing or underdosing.
Instead of leaving medicine out so you remember it, take advantage of technology.
So I would definitely recommend setting those alarms on your phone to remind you to take your medication. And when you do have the medication to take, whether it's for a child or for an adult, you definitely want to make sure it's stored out of the reach of children.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
So just how accurate are those fitness trackers when it comes to monitoring your heart rate? That's a question a small study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine hoped to answer. Researchers looked at how the trackers worked for 40 healthy middle-aged adults compared with the ECG against each other, EKG maybe, I don't know. The participants wore 4 devices during the test: a Fitbit Surge, a Fitbit Charge, a Mio Fuse, and a Basis Peak smartwatch. The products varied in their accuracy. The Fitbit Charge performed the best at rest. But overall, previous studies have shown that these just aren't that accurate overall. Sometimes, you know, I don't know, you got to take your chances, Bob.
Yeah, I really don't know about them either. I had one years and years ago before they got popular, and I used to run, and they used to go away and lose the satellite over when I was running underneath trees all the time. I said, well, okay, maybe I ran a little further than they're saying, but I don't wear one now, and I don't think I'm going to wear one in the future. Just run when I have to, and basically work out as much as I can. Casey Key webcam showing pretty calm conditions on an easterly wind flow. So that easterly wind is calm sea conditions down near the coast. Offshore, it's a little rough going out there as a result of that easterly wind, but the big area of high pressure will mean just a few light rain showers possible late in the afternoon. Not much at all. And there's a high fire danger, though, that exists. And we know that. We've been talking about that for a while. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon. And we start to get into our afternoon thunderstorm pattern really by the beginning of June, sometimes the second week of June. Until then, it stays very dry around town. And once in a while, we'll get an isolated thunderstorm popping up prior to the real season getting going. Now, as far as the Easter weekend goes, it will be warm. High temperatures will be into the mid-80s by then. As far as the air quality index, not too bad with that easterly flow. We're at 50, which is right at the moderate range. And it looks like overall satellite and radar imagery continues to show this area of high pressure blocking now anything from entering into our picture, and it will keep this easterly flow right across the state and keep all this nasty weather well to the west of us. So we're not anticipating that moving in anytime soon. So if you're vacationing or you have the rest of this month to go before you head up north, it looks pretty good, at least over the next week or so. And a few showers down to our south associated with some moisture coming in off the Atlantic right now. 1 or 2 lone showers have been popping up here and there. We'll keep a 20% chance for a passing shower in the mix tomorrow afternoon and evening, and most areas staying dry. Humidity at 58% and pressure 3011. That continues to hold steady right now. And the high today was another warm one, 85 degrees, 5 degrees above the average, 4 degrees shy of the record. 60 was the morning low, which is close to the seasonal average. We'll see that tomorrow. Once again, no rainfall. And for the year, just 3.23 inches of rain. That's been it. Very dry winter and a spring now. And the RPM forecast model does show once in a while some showers trying to make their way over to the west coast and that easterly component, but not having much luck. Some showers down to the south in the Florida Straits, but that would be about it. Nationally, though, the big story is some heavy weather into Houston right now. Over the Northeast, the weather that was pretty bad yesterday caused severe weather into Illinois and Chicago. Saw some rough weather last night. That has now since moved on and headed off to the Northeast. Some showers in southern Ohio and out west. 2 big storm systems. One's moving onshore right now, and another one's set to move in right behind it over the upcoming 48 hours. So things getting rough out west once again. For boaters, looks to be a little bit on a moderate chop level. We'll see seas running 2 feet in the morning, about 5 to 10 knots in the morning, and then becoming 15 in the afternoon. The water temperature has cooled down to 75, but it'll gradually get warmer as we approach the weekend. Sunset should be a good one, 7:55. Sunrise will be at 7:08. Tonight, mostly fair, and a low temperature of 62 will be seasonal once again tomorrow. Look for another gorgeous day, partly cloudy skies, and a high of 84. Northeast winds at 5 to 10 with a west wind developing late in the day. The extended forecast, temperatures gradually getting warmer as we head into the weekend and beyond. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now the Suncoast Traffic Watch. Traffic is backed up on I-75 in the northbound lanes near Fruitville Road in Sarasota. First a bat, now a scorpion. A live scorpion was recently found inside a bag of spinach purchased at a giant grocery store in Maryland. Ooh, that's disgusting. The man who bought the bag says he reached out to the store and asked for it to stop selling the spinach and says the store refused. Last week, even worse, a dead bat was found in an organic salad bag at a Walmart. That salad brand has now been recalled. Rightfully so. Entertainment news is next.
Now's the perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual International Festival of Chamber Music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to californiaclosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
A library group is taking aim at Bill Cosby in a series of his children's books because of criminal allegations against him. Every year, the American Library Association puts out a list of 10 books that it plans to remove from school libraries. This year, it included the embattled comedian's Little Bill series. An ALA member says it's believed that this is the first time an author has been the focus of the list and not the content of the books. Cosby's books focus on the adventures of Bill Jr., a 5-year-old from Philadelphia. The books became an Emmy award-winning Saturday morning cartoon series. A copyright lawsuit over pop star Ed Sheeran's hit song Photograph has been settled. A federal judge dismissed the case based on a request by attorneys for Sheeran and the composers of a song called Amazing. The composers claim Photograph is nearly identical in pitch, tempo, and structure to their song. Photograph topped pop charts throughout the world and sold more than 3 million copies. Amazing was released as a single by Matt Cardle, the winner of the 2010 season of TV's The X Factor. The terms of the settlement have not been made public. Singer Katy Perry and actor Ryan Phillippe are denying dating rumors with a sense of humor. It all started on Sunday when Phillippe wrote on Twitter that he barely knows Perry and asked that helicopters stop flying over his house looking for her. This prompted a fan to tweet that perhaps Phillippe is keeping Perry in his basement, and that prompted Perry to tweet, quote, "Can you let me out of this basement, please?" Phillippe quickly responded, "Never." Of course, joking. We'll be right back.